Hey, welcome to the channel, Scott's Garage HX. Don't forget the HTX. And I wanted to give you some updates on the Ducati. Some were because my skill levels are improving on the track, and yes, they are improving. I went from a novice rider to a intermediate rider. I don't really go to just open track days. I take a class, and I actually pay for private instructors most of the time. It's very organized and structured, and I kind of like it that way as I improve my skills. And hey, I'm getting better. I know there's so many better riders out there, and well, good for you. The other thing is I did some updates because of an unfortunate incident, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But what I noticed on this bike when I was going around the track was I'd get a different brake feel and front lever every time I went to a corner. I go into one corner, it'd feel a certain way. I go in the next corner, it'd feel another way, and that was making me a little bit nervous. So I upgraded to a Brembo Racing RCS style brake lever and pump. When you do that, you have to switch the switch gear. You have to change that because the stock switch gear won't work. It looks really, really cool, but it's nothing more than just on, off, and the lights. So it doesn't do any selectable type of tunes or anything on the bike. I also upgraded to another steering dampener, an adjustable steering dampener. As I got a little bit more, precise in my movements and turns, I like to be able to select that. So that's pretty cool, and we'll show you that. Also, now the unfortunate incident. Well, I haven't been riding because I pulled my hamstring, and what happened was, the unfortunate incident was there's this building on fire, and there's a lady and a baby up on like the 6th floor, and the fire department wasn't there, and I had to run up 6 floors and carry them down, and I pulled my hamstring. And when I did, yeah, none of that's actually true. Actually, I was duck paddling the bike out of the paddock, and there was some water on the polished floor of the paddock, and off I went, and the bike went down. I kind of controlled it down, but it broke the brake lever, so I got a new upgraded brake lever, and it also busted the pin on the rear set. And I think that's the way they're designed to go. Basically, the pin goes first before it does any more damage. So I had to replace the pin and update and upgrade. I might as well upgrade it. It wasn't that expensive, the clutch lever. It all looks pretty cool. I also changed out the gas cap here, just kind of because of looks and convenience. Now, I want to test out the bike before I take it on track. I don't want to get to the track and then realize that nothing works, and I just spend all that time and money on a track day that I can't do. So I'm actually going to get this bike out on the street, and I know it's all slicked up. I got it. That's supposed to run on slicks on the street, and I normally wouldn't do that, but I'm not going to leave the neighborhood. And I'm also probably going to squid it up too. I'm just going to throw on some boots and my helmet and go around the neighborhood, and I'll be in total squid mode. But I just want to make sure that the shifter works and I've got decent brake feel on here. I'm not going to go too fast. Join me with that. Let's look at what I've done. To begin with, this brake lever, Brembo 19 RCS style brake lever, fully adjustable. Now, as I understand it, and I don't know what size piston is here, but you really need to be careful and call Brembo up, and when you determine how big this piston is, how big the pistons are in your calipers, because if you get large pistons in your calipers and large pistons in the pump right here, you can make this brake feel really, really tough, more than you probably want, especially if you're using a 2-finger brake feel in the corners. So call Brembo up and make sure that you've got this and this matched up. Besides that, it does look really cool when you really put it up on the switch gear itself. And this again is just start lights off. Nothing really special about that, but you have to get that turned around that way because of the spacing between here. Other thing is the Öhlins steering damper, adjustable to this knob. And from what I understand, and do believe it's true, you don't want to tighten this up too much, because in low speeds you tip the bike over because you can't muscle the steering around because it's too tight. Anyway, that looks pretty cool, and it works. I think I'm going to get some benefit from that. Now the other thing was I went to an upgraded clutch lever. It's adjustable, and that's Ducati on it, really cool. But there was minimal damage to the bike. This, of course, and I still went through the full track day with the brake lever broken. It was just broken right here, and I was able to use the brake lever. It's not that big of a deal. But what was kind of a bigger deal was I had very inconsistent shifting, especially on the quick shift, because this was all wobbly and not in tune because the peg and the pin was messed up. We're going to get this on the road, test it out, and see how it feels. It won't take long, so you can join me for that. I'll set the cameras up. I don't know, quite honestly. Shifting works great. I don't know if you can see it. Turn it around so you can see it. Shifting works great. I gotta adjust the dampener a little bit more before I get too confident going in turns at 60, 70 miles an hour. That will take some time. So first track session back on this bike will be really soft and slow. So I dial that in for sure. You guys keep on keeping on. I'll catch you next time.